out of the look. And of course, as usual, I will be taking pictures afterwards to post on all the platforms so that we can see what it is that we got out of this. These poor rollers. They came from the dollar store, so they're not what I would call the highest quality, but they do the job since I don't have any hard rollers here at home. So the first step, of course, is removing the rollers. If you did this to yourself, there'd be a lot of not watching what you're doing. Whoo, look at that, those roots. Not really watching what you're doing, not really seeing how the rollers are coming out. I feel good because I don't think I ended up with much in the way of fish hooks or odd spots in the style. We'll see once I get to combing it out. Just take these last ones off the top. I don't know. This may be for reals the last time this doll gets her hair done. She's gone through a lot. Her hair is incredibly damaged. But it was meant to be cut in a vintage style. I've just had her for a long time, and she's had many things done. So first I'm just kind of going through with my hands, just kind of hand combing, just to loosen up the curl pattern. And then what I'm going to do is use my Denman brush and just give her a thorough brushing out so that we can start seeing the shape, what our final style is going to be. I'm literally watching her hair fall out as we go here, but that's okay. We're going to be using some back combing to encourage shape and direction, but we're definitely on the right track. I don't have anything fancy. Normally I would have a better pick comb, but this is what I have today in the house. So let's see if we can show a little of what I'm doing. I don't know if okay, I'll just use my hair clip and hope that holds up fairly well. And we're just going to start the little back combing underneath so that we can get volume and coverage. If I were doing this to myself, it's anybody's guess how it would turn out. This way we can just kind of use the pick and control the direction we want the hair to go in. And continuing, going here, just a little. Let it live here. So I have a nice rounded back of the style. The idea being that, much like the 40s, the crown is flat, but the rest of the hair has some movement, has some options. If I had it available to me, I would put Brilliantine in here, which, as I have covered before, Brilliantine is Vaseline with fragrance. So it's good for adding shine, adding control, adding a little waterproofing. The hair really doesn't go anywhere when you use that, plus a little hairspray. I don't have hairspray at the house. I don't use it in my own hair, and so it gets to, my hairspray lives at the shop, and I've chosen to not go get hairspray just to play with dolls. It's not necessarily a particularly good or bad decision, just what I have chosen for myself to keep certain things at the shop, and then can go back to them once we are allowed to go back to work. This is fairly simple styling here, nothing too complicated. I want to keep a little of this back kind of up and fluffy and encourage it to stay where I want without having all of the supplies that I would use in the quote-unquote real world. So now I'm just using the pick half of the comb to adjust and arrange, let the hair sort of fall into whatever it's doing, which I like where it's going. I'm going to leave, there's the top section. I'm going to leave the top section out along with the top curls on the sides because I did have a plan for that. I don't often set a plan when I'm styling my dolls, but in this case, I'm really trying to get a 1950s style. I was inspired by watching House on Haunted Hill, the original with Vincent Price, and that really kind of got me thinking about creating a style based off of the the lead female character. So that's why I wanted to work with and create a very 1950s flavored hairstyle. Something that would have been very much quote-unquote on trend at the time, quote-unquote fashionable. The idea being that your hair is styled, but it's not as tight, I guess is the best way I would say it. It's not as tight as the 1940s. The 1950s were a little more loose and free form. This poor dear, she has been through it. Hair's been bleached more times than I care to think about. So what I'm doing here is just creating the side panel and working to blend it into the back panel, bring some of this back forward, bring some of the front back, so I have a blend in the style. Save that, come around to the other side. I always hope that everybody can see what I'm doing. I know it's maybe not the most, that is a pair of tweezers, that is not a clip. Maybe it's not the most exciting to watch, but I really like seeing for myself when I'm watching other people. I like how they construct the hair, and I figure this is a really good way to work on the construction of a style and show all of the steps. The set isn't nearly as I mean, the set is important. It's always good to have a strong foundation for your styles. And if you're going with a set that has a very particular end result, it's good to keep track of where you're going with it. But a lot of times, the more fun comes when you are creating a style out of that set, out of that creative process, out of the, letting the hair start coming, start coming together in the manner that you envisioned, or surprising you in what it is doing, surprising you with, oh, actually the hair isn't doing what I had planned for it to do, but it's not doing anything that I don't like. So now, I'm going to take this top section and work it backwards using foundational back combing, directional. I certainly am not, even after 20 years of playing with hair, I'm not as adept at back combing as I would like to be. That's what sitting here practicing what I'm doing is. It's a good time for me to practice so I can create the looks and styles that I want, and understanding what affects the look and the style. What is the situation that causes it to go where you want it, stay where you want it, and so you can be creative with your styling in the manner that you prefer, and know that it's going to stay where you want, where you need, what you're looking for in the final results. It is definitely a challenge sometimes, especially since these particular types of styles don't always get, well, it's not quote unquote popular to wear these types of hairstyles. I mean, you might see something on maybe a older woman, at this point would probably be in their 70s, to where they are still sporting hair similar to what they might have been wearing in the 50s or 60s. Because that happens to a lot of people. I've always done it this way. This is how I've always done my hair, so this is how I'm always doing my hair. This is how I do my hair. So if I've always done it this way, then this is how I'm always going to do my hair. Therefore, it's easy. I know what I'm doing, but then can set you. When that happens, you can really see when somebody decided, decades-wise, when somebody decided on their hair. Like, yep, this is me. This is my hair. Not everybody does that, but there are a number of ladies that's their quote-unquote MO. They kind of, through their formative years, they figured out that, oh, yeah, this hairstyle works for me. This is the thing that I like. This is what looks good on me. This is what this is the style I prefer. This is what is the best for my face. It's the best for my hair. I only know myself this way, which is another part of it, is the, oh yeah, I do this because it's the only thing I know how to do. And that's okay if that's how you want to do it, because if you do anything enough, you're gonna have it down so well that you don't even have to think about what it takes to create the style, what it takes to quote unquote get there. So having your go-to sort of style just waiting for you is a perfectly logical and reasonable thing to do. I don't know if she's coming together exactly as I was thinking, but the inspiration is there for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think this particular style that I've done is a little more suitable for just given the hairstyle and everything. It's a little bit more suited towards, you know, what would have been, you know, a mature woman in the woman in about the 50s or even the early 60s, just because of the height and volume. And then I'm just gonna, because I feel like it, I'm actually gonna add a few flowers, a bunch of my hair flowers in here to create an effect. See what I get out of it. I was like decorating with the flowers. I'm actually put this one down a little bit further. There we go. And got a little skull hiding out here. And then my last one, yes, lots of flowers. Definitely not a 50s thing, but I wanted to add a little something to the style. So I'm just gonna take this lovely lady. Of course, I'll be taking some pictures as I continue on. I might fuss with it a little bit more. But there we have it. She's got a style, and it'll probably be her style for possibly the rest of forever. So that's fun times. I'm also going to try and post this in other places later on. So there we have it. There she is, and I'll be posting pictures in a little while.